So, I've been listening to Eminem's new album, Kamikaze, pretty much straight for the past week since it came out. And then following the whole beef and feud with Machine Gun Kelly, and then that song just dropped yesterday, which is awesome, so I've been listening to that. But I also listened to the interview with Sway that he had. It was like a 4-part interview, I think, on YouTube. And he talks about how, how he was very vulnerable about how his last album, what was it called? Revival, how it was such a flop, and how he got so much negative response and criticism for that album. But he said that he needed it in order to create this album, and he feels the same way about Relapse and Recovery. He actually believes Encore was better, but he says that he used Recovery in order to create, or he used Relapse in order to create Recovery, and so it was kind of a necessary first step. And so I thought it was interesting, this idea that Eminem's talking about, which is that he's using one of his setbacks, like Revival, in order to make a comeback, right? And so sometimes as people, when we face challenges, we get criticism, and we hit failure, and we fail, we don't succeed, and most of us can take that really heavy, and it takes us a while to come back from that. But really great people, or sometimes the best work, comes from our best, or I guess our worst failures, our setbacks. And so this idea of turning setbacks into comebacks, I think it's definitely demonstrated in Eminem's album, how this album Kamikaze went so viral, and it's so crazy, and it's very good, and it's acclaimed by a lot of people, but people don't realize that he used that failure of the last album for this one. And so he doesn't regret it at all. He doesn't regret any of the work that he's done. It's kind of a necessary stepping stone, so to speak. And so I think that's an idea we should kind of internalize, is that we might come against these roadblocks, these challenges, and either we can turn tail and run around and hide, or we can use it as like a challenge accepted. Like, this is an opportunity to become better, and gives us fuel for the fire to do something great afterwards. I think it's interesting too, because sometimes those challenges and setbacks, for the right person or the right personality, is necessary in order to create something great. Like, it kind of gives you that push, that motivation, that creative aspect. I know there were points in my own life where I was going through some challenges, some really tough challenges, and that sort of energy, that emotional energy, I channeled it into dance. And it was a period in my life where I was very prolific with dance. I choreographed several pieces within the span of a few weeks. I think it was like 9 pieces within 3 to 4 weeks, which was pretty high for me. And but I just had all this pent up energy because of the challenges that I was going through at the time. And I think it's something important that we should remember, that challenges aren't necessarily a bad thing. They suck, but they're also the stepping stone that helps us grow into better people, and to produce good work, and also to get to that next level. Because as the saying goes, with every level there's a new devil. And so no matter how good you get and how much better you get, there will always be challenges ahead of you. And so if we just approach it with that mindset of using our setbacks as comebacks, then we'll get through it, and we'll get to where we want to be. So that's the thought of the day.